Used the dot guide lock to adjust this out. Now this is going to be a light cut because I'm not sure where it goes. You're not going to be sure where it goes either. Direction says cut to brake girdle meet point. I guess the best I can describe this is facet just a little bit and watch where the point's going to. That's a little bit too much. I'm going to use shims to get me to where I want to be. So I'm just going to go ahead and barely have it touch just to get started. I know I'm set on 32 or 0. Those are the same numbers on the 32 gear, 32 index. We'll remove this. Sure it's seated good. A little bit of tension. And let's see where we end up. This is kind of hard to describe. You actually probably ought to, you're going to have to kind of do this on your own. Okay, what it's doing, it's cutting down one of them ridge lines. And I actually got a long ways to go. I'm going to add a shim, probably a 5/1000. We'll try that to start with and see how well this 1200 cuts this. If it takes too long, then I'm going to go ahead and move back one. At this point, I'm staying away from the 250. That's not too bad. You know, you can, I might speed it up a little bit because I have a lower gear. Don't look at it that way. Just to speed this video, well, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to. Okay. 5/1000s didn't get me there. I have a 10. If I put that on top of there, I'll have 15. I don't want that. I just want to go another 5. Let's go to the point where we need to be careful and let's inch our way up to it. So I replaced a 5 with a 10. Kind of a big fast, kind of long. I'm going to see if I can get down there a ways, see if you can see it. Once again, it said cut to the brake girdle meet point.
I should have went to a more aggressive grit this portion of the video, and
okay, let's zoom in here.
This particular facet took way too long.
Can you see that? It's following that ridge line, and I need to follow that ridge line all the way down to the girdle. So okay, it's not dropping off, so it's not going to do much cutting. I have a 10. I can go to 15 by putting a 5 on there, or replacing it with the 15, which I'll replace it with the 15. We're dialing in now. This is what the shims are all about. We get to these critical points. The reason I'm using 1200, I would go faster since I'm making a video, but I also don't want very deep scratches in this thing because we're starting to get to the point where if we overcut, there's no fixing it. we overcut, you know, one way to bail out is to go ahead and make them all the same. The other way is to ignore the one that you messed up and finish the stone. Finish the stone right. Know you got a goof in it, and nobody else will see it but you. So let me just show you how to inch up on this thing. Okay. A little bit of cutting room left. Okay, we looked at it just a minute ago. Now, let me go ahead and take this until it quits cutting.
On these cuts, I actually cut them short, so I'd have room to go ahead and go back to a 3000, have room to remove a little more material. But as you'll see, I cut it way too short.
And that's about it.
Because
there.
I had to remove a lot of material of 3000. That's
just a
coming
minute
up
ago
soon.
we looked at it. Let's see if I can get about the same view here. There. See it following that ridge line down? It's not to the girdle yet. There'll be a point that touches the girdle. So, I have a choice. I'm going to go ahead. Let me look at this. Only by experience. I'm going to go ahead and put a 5 on top of that. I'm going to try not to overcut, so I'm going to look at it quite a bit. But once I have it adjusted, then I can continue on with the rest of them. Provide my hard stop hits too. Now I'm on 1200. I have to do a 3000 and an 8000, so I have to undercut a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. Because when I hit it with 3000, it's going to cut some more off there. We have some time in this particular stone now, so we don't really want to mess up, and we're almost done. We have, what, 17 more facets and 3 adjustments. Well, 2 more adjustments. I have to go to a 16, and then I have to do the table. And I'm going slow on this. I could put it in high gear and get a little bit of rougher diamond, but I don't want to do that.
Looking back on this, I probably should have went to a rougher diamond. This particular facet or set of facets took way too long for me.
You'll see those facets that we just polished are almost gone when you do this cut. You just have some little edges to it. That's why I didn't pay a whole lot of attention. I can go back and fix anything that I don't like. Okay, now that's about as far as it's going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and index to the next one, which I got to start reading now because
I guess I didn't finish that because they're different than what we've been used to earlier.
now it should take me down to where I was on that last one, which will be about right. It's definitely undercut. I'll try to show you something here when I'm done.